Income received in advance. Here it is given that company received advance of rupees 15,000. As you know, income received in advance is considered as liability. So we will write here rupees 15,000. Now let's come on the creditors. And creditors means creditors are always calculated on the basis of purchases. We have purchased goods of rupees 7,05,000. It means 7,05,000 divided by 12 into 0.5. I'm taking the help of calculator. Let's find out the value. 705,000 divide by 12 into 0.5. 29375 is the amount of creditors. 29375. 29375. This is creditors and this is income received in advance. Now 29375 plus 15, it will be total current liabilities. It will 44375. 44375. Now let's find out current assets. This is 120 plus 50, 170 plus 1, 270 plus 120, 390. Total current assets of rupees 390 and current liabilities are 44375. It means we have to deduct the amount of current liabilities from the current assets. 390,000. It will be 360,625. 360,625. This is the amount of net working capital. So I think it should be clear to all of you. Now let's come on another problem. It is related to Ashoka Chemical. Ashoka Chemical Limited provides the following budget figure for the year 2000. Production for the year 5750 units per month. Finished goods and stock 3 months. Raw material 2 months. Work in progress 1 month. Credit allowed to customer 3 months. Credit allowed by supplier 2 months. Selling price rupees 50. Raw material 50% of selling price. Direct wages 10% of selling price. Overhead 20% of selling price. Production cycle is even and wages and overhead accrue evenly. Wages are paid in subsequent month. The raw material is introduced in the beginning of the production cycle. Find out the working capital requirement. So first of all, format designing, for which I am taking the help of last numerical so that time may be saved. First of all, write down inventory. In inventory, we have three types of stock: stock of raw material, stock of WIP, and stock of finished goods. So let's start with timing. First of all, it's given that the raw material in stock is 2 months. So write down here 2 months. Raw material 2 months, WIP 1 month, finished good 3 months. WIP 1 month, finished good 3 months. One month, finished good 3 months. Then credit allowed to customer 3 months, credit allowed by supplier 2 months. It means debtor of 3 months and creditor of 2 months. Two months. Now, format is complete. Now we have to put the figure and answer will be here. First, units. It's given in the question that production for the year is 5750 unit per month. So it's given in month, so it will be easy for us. 5750 into price. Price of raw material is given 50% of 50. It means 25. Unit into price into time. Time is given 2 months. Let's come on WIP. 5750 into 25 into 1. Again 5750 into price 10% of 50, it will be 5 into 1 month. Again 5750 into 20. It means 10 into 1. Now 5750 into 25 into 3. 5750 into 5 into 3. 5750 into 10 into 3. Now, one thing remaining is into 1 because it's 100% into zero point 0.5 because it's 50% again 0.5 because it's 50% 1 because 100% again 1 because 100% again 1 because 100%. Now unit same 5750 for debtors. Price will be sales price 50 into time. Time is 3 months. Information about the cash. That means cash balance is 0. Now calculate the amount. Five seven five zero into 25 into 2, it will be 287 500. Now this is 25 plus 2.5, 27.5 plus 5, 32.5. 32.5 into 5750, total will be 186,875. Now 5750 5750 25 plus 15 into 120. This is 690,000. Now debtor 5750 into 150, 862, 500. Now total of current asset will be 862500 plus 690,000 plus 186,875 plus 287,500. Now total is 2026875. This is the total of current assets. Now calculate wages and overhead. Wages are paid in subsequent month. Raw material it means we have to taken care of wages and for creditors. There is no need to calculate overheads because information is not given in this regard. Creditors 21. Now calculate it 5750 into price. Price is 45 into 2. That will be 287,500. Outstanding wages 5750 into 5 into 5 into 1, 28750. Now add 287,500 plus 28750. Now total will be 316,250. 316,250. Now deduct from current assets 2026875. Now resultant figure is 1710625. This is net working capital. So I think it should be very much clear to all of you. Now, this is the last problem in this chapter. After completion of this problem, these numerical will be complete. In this problems, given that you are required to prepare a statement showing the working capital needed to finance a level of annual activity of 52,000 units of output. The following information are available. Element cost are given in this way: raw material rupees 8, direct labor rupees 2, overhead rupees 6, total cost 16, profit 4 and selling price 20. Timings are given in this way: raw material 4 week, material 2 week, finished goods 6 week, credit allowed to customer 8 week, credit allowed a supplier for raw material is 4 week, lagging payment of wages is 1.5 week. It is necessary to hold cash in hand at bank amounting to rupees 75,000. It may be noted that production is carried on evenly during the year and wages and overhead accrue similarly. So let's start again. To save the time, I am copying the format. So first of all, write down timings. The raw material are in stock on an average for 4 weeks. Write down here 4 weeks. WIP 2 week and finished goods 6 week. WIP 2 week and finished goods 6 weeks. Selling price 20. Total cost 16. Now timing. Credit allowed to customer 8 week, credit allowed by supplier of raw material 4 week. Debtor 8 week and creditors 4 week. Debtors 8 week and creditors 4 week. outstanding wages and outstanding expenses. Wages 1.5 week, wages 1.5 week, and no information about the overheads 1.5 week. Now raw material 8, labor 2, overhead 6. 8 to 6. 1 units है 52. It means 1000 in a week. 1000 into 8 into 4 is equal to 32,000. Now WIP 8 to 6. 1000 8 1000 into 8 into 2. 1000 into 6 into 2. Now finished goods 1000 into 8 into 6. 1000 into 2 into 6. 1000 into 6 into 6. 8 to 6. Now debtors 1000 into 20 into 8. Now one thing is more into 1 because it's 50%, 0.5 again it's 50%, 0.5. 24,000 here into 1 because 100%, again into 1 because 100%, again into 1 because 100%. Now total 1000 into 20 into 8, 160,000. Cash at bank is 75,000. Now let's add 32 plus 24, 56 plus 96, 152, 152 plus 160, 312 and 75. That's 387, 387 000. Total current assets. Now creditors, again 1000 into 8 into time, 4 weeks, 32,000, 1000 into unit into time, 1.5 into price is 2 into 1.5, $35,000. If we deduct 35 from 387, it will be 352. That's net working capital. So we can say we have solved around 6 problem of working capital estimation and 2 problem on operating cycle. Now numerical portion of this chapter is complete at this point. Now come on some another topic. This is the working capital financing mix. Working capital financing means how to finance the working capital. There are 3 approaches of financing working capital. Approach number 1 is hedging or matching approach. Second is conservative approach, and third one is aggressive approach. This is a chart. In chart, it's very much clear that according to hedging approach, asset financing should be done in this way. This way means long-term debt and equity capital should used for financing of fixed asset and permanent current assets. Hedging approach says fixed asset and permanent current asset means permanent working capital should be financed by long-term debt and equity, and organization should use short-term debt for fluctuating current assets only. This is hedging approach. Next approach is conservative approach. Conservative approach says that not only fixed asset and permanent current asset, but some part of floating current assets should also be financed from long-term debt, and some portion of fluctuating current assets should be financed with the help of current liabilities, which is called short-term debts. So conservative approach says maximum portion of financing should be done with the help of long-term debt, and only the most fluctuating part of working capital should be financed by short-term debt or current liabilities. Last approach is the aggressive approach. Aggressive approach says that long-term debt should be used to finance fixed asset and some portion of permanent current asset. It says permanent current asset or permanent working capital should not be 100% financed by long-term debt, but some portion of permanent current asset may be financed by long-term debt, and remaining portion of permanent working capital plus fluctuating working capital should be financed by short-term debt. So there are three approaches about the financing of the working capital. So it depends on the management of the organization what type of the financing approach you want to follow. Now, techniques of analysis of working capital. With the help of ratio analysis, fund flow analysis, and working capital budgeting, we may analyze the working capital. These are the ratios to calculate working capital. By calculating these ratios, these are the ratios actually: liquidity ratio, inventory turnover ratio, receivable turnover ratio, payable turnover ratio, working capital turnover ratio. Whenever we talk about the working capital ratio, these ratios we have to calculate. And what is the significance of these ratios? Actually, by calculating this type of ratios, we check the efficiency of the management. If these ratios shows a good picture, that means management is highly efficient. But if ratios are not good, good means current ratios should be one by one, but if organization is unable to maintain a ratio of one by one, it means management is not efficient. On the same time, suppose current ratio is 1 by 2, it means organization is unable to pay its current liabilities in the short term. It means in that condition, creditors or prospective investors may hesitate to become a part of your organization. So it's a moral responsibility of an management of the organization to keep the management ratios attractive so that we may attract outsider investor in our organization. So here the topic of working capital complete here. In next session we will talk about the inventory management, cash management and receivables